Hello everyone and welcome to the program Talk Sport on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for joining on today's edition of the program. As you all know, the EPL has come to an end. Nigerian Professional Football League has a season for 2024-2025 has come to an end, and other competitions around the world are wrapping up. Just like later today, we'll be witnessing the UEFA Conference League final between Chelsea and Real Betis. That will be happening later tonight at 8 p.m. Nigerian time. So, on that note, that edition and that league will be closing today. By the time we'll discover who the finals champions would be later today. And then for UEFA Champions League, it's no longer news that the finals will be played later this weekend on Saturday, as we would know who will triumph and be the champion of the world between Inter Milan and also PSG, respectively. We'll be seeing how all of those games will be panning out. So with the current one still happening locally here, the National Sport Festival ongoing in Ogun State, yesterday came up with a whole lot of thrilling actions as we saw teams like I brought to your notice yesterday that Team Ogun made it through to 6 finals. They were able to get gold medals in 3 out of those 6, and other teams decided to say, no, we came all the way to the Ogun State and we have to go back with some gold medals as well. So they stood in the way and were able to secure a couple of gold medals for themselves yesterday, as over 800 medals have been won totally in the National Sport Festival in Ogun State. Transfer windows are open. Real Madrid are looking to sign around 2 players before this break runs out. Xavi Alonso, the new head coach of Real Madrid, has gotten into action and he's making moves already to build the team around the young fellas, given the fact that they don't have so much older guys, and the oldest currently on the squad of Real Madrid is 33 years of age. So they want to continue the trajectory of building around the young players. And then Victor Osimhen is still talking transfer. Victor Osimhen says that he would rather remain in Galatasaray, that's talking about the Turkish league, than going back to the Serie A side, that's talking about heading back to his former club, which is Napoli. So his option is either to remain in Turkey or currently go to any team in England. So he debunked conversations and didn't make mention or any kind of comments when he had to deal with Saudi Arabia and their plan to also sign him to Al Hilal. So we'll be having all of these conversations and more immediately after this break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Yes, many thanks for staying with us. Now we are about to get into the conversation of the day, and we'll be starting from the home front, where we've seen Team Delta triumph over the just invited junior athletic team on penalties to claim the women's football gold. Host Ogun State secures men's final victory. So let me bring you up to speed with the story. In a thrilling contest at the MKO Abiola International Sports Complex in Abeokuta, Team Delta emerged victorious against the invited junior athletic team, winning 7-6 on penalty in women's football final of the ongoing 22nd National Sport Festival, also known as the Gateway Games, held in Ogun State. The match, which attracted a full capacity crowd, was a tense affair that concluded in penalty shootout after both teams remained goalless for 120 minutes of playing time. The atmosphere was electric as teams battled for supremacy, but it was Team Delta that triumphed, converting their 7th penalty kick to secure the gold medal. Following the match, Coach Bankole of the just invited Junior Athletic Flamingos commended his players for their performances, highlighting their skills and resilience throughout the encounter. He expressed pride in their efforts, stating that the players met expectations set for the match, showcasing their professional capacities. Meanwhile, in men's final, host Team Ogun convincingly defeated Team Kwara 4-1 to claim the gold medal, supported by a large crowd of enthusiastic fans. The hosts led 3-1 at halftime and sealed the victory by scoring a fourth goal in the 88th minute of the second half. So looking at all of this now, it shows that, okay, the future, like we have always said, and grassroots football, sporting activities are getting into shape, and then we're seeing athletes coming up and then defying the odds and putting up a fight, because you can't be having results like this. You rarely have results like this. You rarely have teams, even in Europe, play full 90 minutes and then play an additional extra time of 30 minutes for them to be able to finally go into the penalty shootout and find out who the deciding champion would be. So it shows how intense and how competitive the NSF is actually ongoing now, and it shows that, okay, the future of grassroots football and football in general, sporting activities in general, it's in good hands based on what we're seeing from the national sport festival currently ongoing in Ogun State. So this is just welcoming for the development, and congratulations to the teams that won. Still talking National Sport Festival, Team Bayelsa overpowered Ogun to win gold in women's basketball. Team Bayelsa have won a gold medal in women's basketball events at the ongoing National Sports Festival, still in Ogun State. The Bayelsa ladies overpowered Team Ogun 59 to 37 in the thrilling final contest. They dominated the game right from the first minute and truly deserved the win. Team Ogun struggled to cope with their opponent's tricky and effective play, despite the large support from the home fans at the Alaka Sports Complex in Igesha. The silver medal will be a consolation following their impressive performance in the event. Remind you that still talking about finals in the National Sports Festival, Golden Eaglets clinched a bronze medal. The team just invited junior athletes, that's in bracket the Golden Eaglets, have clinched the football bronze medal of the ongoing National Sports Festival. They defeated Team Kaduna 2-0 in the third place match played at the Remo Stars Stadium in Ikenne, Romeo. In Ikenne, the home of Nigerian champions, that's talking about Nigerian Professional Football League, Remo Stars, yesterday to win bronze medals. Goal poacher Abdul Muzik Adeleke scored the first goal and then put intense pressure on their marker to score an own goal and steal the victory for the team. In the female event, Team Ogun defeated Team Oshun by the same margin in clinching the bronze medal. Here in the FCT and the Gateway Games still, FCT defeats Edo 30-70 to win bronze medal in the handball category. Team FCT makes team of Tuesday defeats defeated Edo by 30-17 to clinch the bronze medal in handball at the ongoing National Sport Festival Tiger Gateway Games. Speaking with newsmen after the team's victory at the game, which was decided at the Alake Sports Complex in Abeokuta, head coach of the team, FCT, Ayo Joshua, appreciated the team and God for the victory, stressing that players played to instruction, concentrated without losing focus. The coach noted that most of these players would still be together and prepare for the next festival coming up in Enugu State. Captain of the team, Atebo Abubakar, also stated that the team performed well despite playing the host state of the semi-final games. So home or away is actually looking very crucial, and teams came prepared. Playing to instruction is very key to winning any form of championship or any form of medal that any team can win. So with all of these results, now that means the coaching crew are actually doing well for the Handball Federation in terms of training and also having these players hailed and listen to instructions. So with all of this now, all of these results we are seeing now is actually no longer surprising nor news to the fact that the teams that pay more attention and the teams that had a point to prove came to prove their point, and also, at the end of the day, even if they didn't get the decisive medal that they wanted, they still, struggled and be able to get the medal that is around, that's something worth celebrating. That's talking about the bronze medal. And then this is one of the biggest competition here in Nigeria, and it shows that a lot of individuals from both home and abroad are beginning to make concerns about the fact that the development of grassroots and also sporting activities, it's really in good hands, given the fact that we're seeing high intense level of competitions being carried out in this year's festival. So moving away from Gateway festivals in Ogun State, let's have a conversation around CAF, as CAF announces March venue for WAFU 2024 finals. Yes, the Confederation of African Football and local organizing committee have announced March venues for 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations. For the first time, 6 venues will be used for the biennial competition. The venues are Olympic Stadium Rabat, that's in Morocco, and also the trajectory continues like that as we see others too that will be happening in other countries as well. Morocco will host the WAFU 2024 finals from the 5th of July to the 26th of July 2025. And then South Africa won the last edition of the competition, which was hosted by Morocco. 9-time champion Super Falcons of Nigeria are drawn in Group B with Botswana, Tunisia, and Algeria, respectively. So looking at this now, later tomorrow, we'll also be seeing where the Flying Eagles will be drawn up in their own categories for the World Cup that will be coming up, the Under-20 World Cup that will be coming up later this year in the month of September. Later tomorrow, the draws will be out, and then we would know where the Flying Eagles would be stated at, given the fact that they qualified just this month of May in the competition that was just played in Rabat, Morocco. So we'll be looking at all of those, and then we'll see how the level of preparation will continue. Aliyu Zubairu, the head coach of the Flying Eagles, says in his word that he's going to overhaul the whole team based on the fact that they are not so clinical when it comes to scoring goals. But I think all of those will be, looked into, because analysts and also agents and individuals, the coaching crew, have also raised concerns about the fact that yes, overhauling the team is not the total answer, because they need the experience of these individuals that have played in certain competition, and then bringing fresh legs into the mix is actually going to help. But now, the attacking first is where the Flying Eagles are actually having a problem, based on the fact that they had opportunities to become champions this time around, and then aside advancing to the semi-finals and finishing among the top 4, they had opportunities to even win the trophy, but that didn't happen. So we would see how Coach Aliyu Zubairu would be able to manage the situation and see how the team will be more clinical when they come in front of goal ahead of the World Cup. So we'll see how all of those pans out, and we would be cheering, obviously, for the Flying Eagles as they advance to the competition, the World Cup, that will be kickstarting in September, and that will be happening respectively outside Nigeria. So we would definitely bring you updates on how all of this will be panning out. So moving on and having conversations around Unity Cup 2025, Jamaica through to finals as Super Eagles are set to battle Ghana. Later today, Jamaica are through to the finals of the 2025 Unity Cup following a dramatic 3-2 victory over Trinidad and Tobago in the trailing semi-final clash, which happened yesterday. The Reggae Boys raced into a 2-0 lead at the Kitch Community Stadium in Brentford. Trinidad and Tobago mounted a spirited fight back, but eventually lost thanks to a stoppage time penalty. Jamaica are through to the finals of the 2025 Unity Cup following a dramatic 3-2 win. And then this shows that they are very, very enthusiastic and very, very ready. Now, far back in 2004, that was the last time we had a Unity Cup being played. And looking at those angles now, the former champions of this prestigious competition is actually the Super Eagles of Nigeria, as when they defeated Ireland 3-0 in the final. So we are expecting to see them, the Super Eagles, in actions later today again. So now let's have a conversation. Key players of the Super Eagles were not invited, likes of Victor Osimhen, Victor Boniface, Ademola Lookman. All of these individuals were not invited. Why? All of this is best known to Eric Chell, who is the head coach of the Super Eagles. He wants to try something new with some newer guys. So now he introduced a couple of players from the Nigerian Professional Football League, a couple of other guys from Europe who would be in the mix to play. So the key runners and the front runners of the team are actually not present, but the number one goalkeeper, Stanley Nwabali, is part of the squad. So the game will be played today, and them winning is automatically going to move them into the finals, as the finals will be played on Saturday. A couple of key guys are also absent for Ghana, as there wouldn't be playing in today's feature. Likes of Thomas Partey and the others will not be. Jordan Ayew, all of them will not be around to play in that matchup later today. So looking at it and the way the game panned out, earlier, Cassie Palmer gave Jamaica the lead in the 25th minute from 12 yards. 8 minutes into the second half, Romeo Brockway doubled the advantage with a composed finish. Within a minute, Isaiah Lecoq reduced the deficit with a powerful strike before Kevin Molly scored an equalizer to make it 2-2 with the game heading towards extra time. Richard King kept his cool to convert a dramatic late penalty in the 40th minute of the extra time. They will now face the winners of Wednesday semi-finals between Nigeria and Ghana. So the battle is still on. We will see how it will pan out. This match will be played later this evening, 4 p.m. Nigerian time, and we would be cheering and hoping that Nigeria gets to defend, being patriotic, obviously, that Nigeria gets to defend her prestigious championship that they won late in 2004. We'll be having conversations around transfer windows, as Victor Osimhen says, I would rather remain at Galatasaray, as he names clubs that he will never join. We'll be going on a quick break, and when we return back, we'll have all of these conversations. So stay with us. We'll be right back. And transfers windows are open as we speak, and it's going to get more open maybe from next month and July, based on the fact that the new season will be coming up around August later this year. Now transfers. Now it's time you see coaches leaving from one team to the other, players getting contract extended, some becoming free agents, and some deciding to say, I will never go to this club no matter what I get paid. Talking about not moving to a club based on the fact that they are happy where they are. Talking about Victor Osimhen now, says, I would rather remain at Galatasaray, as he says he will never return back to Napoli. Super Eagles forward Victor Osimhen has said that he would rather remain at Galatasaray instead of joining Juventus. The 26-year-old Nigerian striker ruled out of a potential move to Serie A giants despite growing speculation linking him with a move to the old lady of Turin. Osimhen moved to Galatasaray in a high prolific season-long loan transfer and has been the subject of intense transfer rumors as windows reopens. The Nigerian have ruled out his return to Italy as well to join his former side Serie A, the former Serie A champions. From all indications, Osimhen will depart Istanbul this summer and may end up either in Saudi Arabia or English Premier League. Galatasaray are said to be keen on signing Victor Osimhen from Napoli this summer, following the outstanding performance for the league and helping them secure the Turkish league and advancing into the Champions League. So he has done this. He did it with Napoli, okay? And then he went on loan just within a short period of time. Let's say in the space of 6 to 7 months, he became the highest goal scorer in the Turkish league, winning the Golden Boot, winning trophies, and also setting records for himself as individually also and also for the team. So looking at this now, Victor Osimhen has made it clear now that Galatasaray, I'm open if you're just going to pay the money. But now, at the end of the day, do they have, after all of these trophies, they should be able to have money to pay him. But now, in the long run now, they will definitely not want to just use the whole money to pay off Victor Osimhen and land his signature. So on that note, his deal with Napoli is actually ending at the end of this summer. So when that happens now, automatically he's open to go to wherever he wants to go to. Though he has been open to go to wherever based on the fact that Antonio Conte says he doesn't have Victor Osimhen in his plans for Napoli. So looking at all of this now, it's very open for him to move. And like I would always say, as a Chelsea fan that I am, I would love him to actually be in Chelsea. But there is a high speculation that he might be going to Manchester United. So we'll see what happens, given the fact that, you know, the windows are open and then he is ready to make all of these moves. But Galatasaray are very, very keen in signing him because of the fact that they said they are not willing to let him go, that Victor Osimhen is not up for sale. Still moving away and from Victor Osimhen's conversation, let's talk quick transfer windows talks with Real Madrid, as Xavi Alonso says he will be signing 2 players this week. Xavi Alonso coming out with firepower. Former Real Madrid player, also now manager, says Real Madrid are planning to announce the signing of 2 players for their new manager, Xavi Alonso, this week. As reports get to the newsmen, 2 signings are Alvaro Carriers and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Recall that Real Madrid recently appointed Alonso as their new manager, as planned, replacing Carlo Ancelotti at the Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid are keen to bolstering Alonso's squad with new players after missing and losing La Liga title to Barcelona this season. The Los Blancos were also knocked out of the UEFA Champions League at the hands of Arsenal. Alexander-Arnold is set to join Real Madrid on a free transfer from Liverpool after deciding not to extend his deal with the Premier League 2024-2025 champions. Carreras, meanwhile, is expected to leave Benfica from Real Madrid at the end of this summer. So Real Madrid are all out already, and they're making big moves and signing key players. You know, it's been rumored for a very long time that Trent Alexander would be signed with Real Madrid. Now the deal is sealed and it's done, and maybe come this weekend, immediately after Champions League, the announcement will be made and these players will be unveiled as Liverpool, or rather as Real Madrid players. So looking at all of this now, I think it's looking well, and Real Madrid are looking to get on the firepower that we've known them for and fighting through and having that Zinedine Zidane kind of power play that we used to see and going back to winning trophies. But the rivalry between Real Madrid and Barcelona is something that has been for over a decade, given the fact that these are 2 giants in the Spanish league and they would always want to prove a point. And for this 2024-2025 season, Barcelona had the best laugh ahead of Real Madrid. So we'll see how all of this will turn out. If the signings and then the coming season, Real Madrid will be able to, you know, have their way to like smack Barcelona back. So let's see what happens and how all of that will be panning out shortly as the whole transfer windows and also the season is rushed and fast approaching. So today there would be a Europa Conference League final as Enzo Maresca names Chelsea's squad to face Real Betis. Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca have traveled to Wrocław, Portland, with 23-man squad ahead of their European Conference League final against Real Betis. The Blues will be seeking to end the season with silverware when they face La Liga side on Wednesday night. Maresca's men already booked their place in next season's Champions League following a 1-0 win at Nottingham Forest. The Italian has named a strong squad to face the La Liga side. Robert Sanchez could start between the sticks, but the two other goalkeepers in the squad are Felipe Jonderson and Lucas Bridgestone. In defense, we have Maresca will pick from team captain Reece James, Leo Cowell, Marco Kurela, Malo Gusto, Josh Amampong, Tosin Aderboye, Brenton Badeshila, and Trevor Chalobah. All of these guys will be starting from the back. And then midfielder, we have Karim Dewsborough, Hall, and then Martis. We also have Enzo Fernandez and Moses Caicedo, all are available to start. Nono Madueke, Pedro Neto, Nege Gusto, Nicholas Jackson, Cole Palmer, Christopher Nkunku, and Jordan Sancho. All of these individuals also are still available for the attacking side. Since as Enzo Maresca is looking to make history in the league, Conference League final, Enzo Maresca is a man with a point to prove as he targets football history for Chelsea later today. UEFA Conference League final against Real Betis victory is the final round of Premier League match as Nottingham Forest on Sunday secured the qualification for next season's Champions League. Maresca has had a roller coaster for his first season in charge at the Stamford Bridge after replacing Pochettino. His team were within touching distance of eventually Premier League champions Liverpool in mid-December before struggling badly, but results picked up towards the end of the campaign. Maresca's clearly frustrated round for his critics after his youthful side secured fourth spot in Premier League on Sunday with a 1-0 victory. So looking at this history now that would be made, I think hopefully the history will be made, and Enzo Maresca have always said that he has always won something in his second year. In December 2024, when the season started, Chelsea were at some point topping the league table, the EPL, before Enzo Maresca came out and then made a statement and said Chelsea are not contending for the EPL, but their main focus is to advance into the Champions League. And then from there, we saw everything took a different turn. Chelsea started struggling, and then injuries setting, and then a couple of players also were sent on loan. So looking at all of this now, I think he attributed negatively to what happened to Chelsea and for them not to be able to, fight and advance so much and so far when it's to win the championship. But still, the goal for the season was to advance into the Champions League, and that has been secured. So later today, it's going to be very integral and very crucial for Chelsea to come out with a steady mindset and with the mindset to win so that they can be able to defeat Real Betis. But if not, if Real Betis also come up being more intentional and more detailed, they would be able to have the best laugh, and which is not what Chelsea will be looking forward to, because obviously they don't want to have a season-less trophy. That's what Arsenal is currently facing, and John Terry Henry, the former Arsenal legend, has also clapped back and said Enzo Maresca's Mikel Arteta, talking about the Arsenal head coach now, needs to do better than not just have seasons and season in and out of season without winning any prestigious championship over years of being the manager. So all of this is something that is actually going to be talked about more after today's game, and we would see how that will pan out. We'll be going on a quick break, and when we return back, we'll have conversations around Indiana Pacers and the New York Knicks as Indiana Pacers takes Game 4 of the Eastern Conference League final. I'll bring you that update and also the highlights immediately after this break.